Hello and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new video. And this week on the old Magic Roundabout, by popular request, excuse me, we have a Corgi Toys standard Vanguard 3. And this was kindly donated by Miss K from the Showgirl 25. This is a friction drive version. So quite a few people have asked me to see how it all works, and we'll have a look at it inside. So what can we do but oblige, eh? So as you watch this go around and have a look, it looks a bit darker yellow on camera than it actually is in real life. It's quite a pale yellow, like a primrose yellow. Anyway, I just like to welcome any new subscribers to the channel. Thanks very much for joining, and welcome back any of the old friends to the channel. Thanks very much for sticking with me. It's much appreciated. Enjoy reading your comments and replying to them, so keep them coming. Right, let's get this off the Magic, get it on a bench and have a good look at it. Okay, on the bench, nice clean bench, nice and tidy. Had a clear up. Okay doke, let's have a look underneath. We'll see what it says. Corgi Toys standard Vanguard 3. Usual stuff, patent pending. Now this is the friction drive in the back there, and it does say on there in small letters oil, and it's got a little hole, so obviously you put an oil in there. That's a good one. You've got 3 rivets, one at the front, 2 at the back. It's got glass. Doesn't look like it's got an interior, but I don't think it has. No it hasn't. It's a bit chipped up. We're going to do this a sympathetic restoration. I'm going to keep it a single colour, not go overboard with the details. Well, try not to go overboard with the details, you know what I'm like. Sometimes you can't resist it. It's pretty solid motor. Got the smooth hubs. Now this does work. See, that's spinning forwards and backwards, but put it on the deck, it don't want to go. So I don't know if you give it the old large like you used to as kids. You remember doing that when we was kids? Wow, God, I've got a bit of the wheel spin going on now. Oh, she shoots off then. So really, if you give it the, she's off. Yeah, one more time, she's off. So that's the way to do it. But if you just do it like that, it ain't going anywhere. So you've really got to give it some welly on the back wheels. Oh, no, I'm pain in the arse, but there you go. Whee, stop. So yeah, I would say it works. It's only a bit of fun with big kids at heart, aren't we? Right, there you go. So I'm going to get the tools out. We'll get these rivets undone, and then we'll crack the base off, and we'll have a look. Okay, now we've finished playing. Silly half hour out of the way. Let's get this undone. Right, it's already got some holes in the rivets in the post, so I'm going in with a bit bigger. See what these have come out like. There's oil on the back of here, you can see it, but oil's come out of it. So well, Miss Kate, you'll see what's in here now. Let's go nice and steady. Right, let's see what's up front here. Alright, let's see what we got. Let's see if we can get this undone. Yep, that's that bit. Right, let's just be careful with this back bit. Okay, let's have a look. Front axles are free. Just gently. Let's just take that off carefully, carefully. Ooh, there you go. Shut them in there for a minute. We'll put them over there. This is what we got. It's a heavy wheel on flywheel on the top. There. If you can see that, I'll get a close-up look at it for you. That's that. I don't think we're going to be taking this apart. What I'm going to intend doing, yeah, you can see the cog at the back there. Quite a substantial cog, that one. And then there's just inside there at the bottom. Let me see if I can just show you with something. There's another cog in the light. I haven't really got a light to show you. Hang on a minute. No, that's no good. So I'll just see if I've got another light to show you, but it's got grease all over it. Anyway, they've got the big cog there. Got your flywheel there, and just below your flywheel, there's another cog. You can just see it there, look, in there. And that's attached to the bottom of the flywheel. You can just see it. And there. Yeah, you can see it a bit better now, look. Yeah. So basically it's two cogs and a flywheel, which is then attached. I would take it to a pinion or something underneath here. In there. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's going to be a problem if I take this apart, because they've got like little. Just put a focus on that. Hold on. Yep, there you go. See there, here on top of the pins are like cross things. They're not screws. There and there. I suppose I could grind them off and glue them back on, just so we can have a look. But I don't want to make it so it doesn't work. I think if I glue them back on though, it should be okay. There's no real force in there. Yeah, like you can. It's quite tight. Alright, hang on, yeah, there's a cog on that back wheel. Right, I'm going to take these off. Glue it back on. It'll be fine. Right, so look at this. I've got me thing heated up here. This one. Get it. What's going on? So I've got my drill here and it's just got caught wrapped round the lead. So I'll try the hot air gun. Let's just give that a see if it all come through. There you go. Look at that. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Right. I'll get rid of that residue at some point. It'll probably come off in the caustic soda. So, drill the posts. Clean them up. And caustic soda time for this. That's it. Job done on that one. Windscreen's okay. It's got a lot of, look at that on that back window. Look at that grease off that back window. So it's obviously throwing up grease from here. Right, okay, let's go for it. Let's go for it, chaps. Let's go for it. Turn the soldering iron off first. Unplug that. Oh, spilt that. Switch on. We all need to see what's in here, don't we? So to the grind off. Nearly there. If you don't do it, you don't know, do you? Simple as that. I'll use some epoxy on here to glue this back on, I think. Keep it tight. Right, I think that might be enough. Let's just check. Yeah, that's okay there. Right, okay, let's loosen that off then. Let's turn this off. Okay, right, we've loosened that off, so we just gingerly take that off. Okay, right, it's got number 3 written on it, so we'll take that off, and there's your cog underneath there. There's your small pinion cog, or whatever they call it. Somebody will probably tell me, some of the engineers amongst you, what that's called. I'll put that there. And then we've got this one. Is that a washer? No, I don't think it is. Let me just pull that. Lift that off. And that looks like it's got some sort of grips on it. Or weights. There might be weights. Some of you, like I say, some of you engineers will be able to know exactly what that is, what they're there for. Those like eyebrows and mouth, smiley face. So that would in fact go like that. Strange, isn't it? Yeah, that goes there like that. So that will be like this in there. So there's your 2 pieces, one piece, the other piece. This looks like would be your I don't know, I suppose you call it a differential, I suppose. Ah, that's probably why it's snagging a bit, because it's got a lot of free movement in there. Like, well, those teeth look pretty good. There's nothing non-broken that I can see. There's no broken teeth. Some of them are a bit worn in places. But there. Now this is obviously where the oil, when you put the oil in there, it go in this sump, which is there. So that'll go in that sump there. That's obviously what that is. Yeah. Yeah, when that catches on there. So I imagine when that pin's back in there. Yeah. So that's that. And then that will be that'll go in there like that. That's how it goes back together. With the cover over the top, which we'll clean up and glue on. So there you go, that's how it goes back together. So there you go, that's a big, that's your weight, your flywheel, I would take it. That's that. Now let's get these tyres off out of the way. I am not going to go any further with this. I don't see the point. I could take the wheels off of this. Yeah, I don't think the free movement side by side is any detriment, because this cog here, which is in good condition, no teeth missing off that, it's all okay. That cog there will keep that away from that post, so I don't think that's the problem, if there is any. But we know it works because we've been having a little spin on it. So those axles, I've got square ends there. It's rounded, then it's square, so I suppose you could take them out, but I don't really want to risk. I don't think it's necessary. You've seen what you need to see, and I don't want to make it to the point that it doesn't go, so I'm going to leave those back wheels in. I should clean it with WD-40, get all the grease and rubbish off it, and I'll just put some paint stripper on this. I won't put this in the caustic soda. Right, and I'll do the same with this, clean it all up, degrease it. Okay, right, moving on then. Get these tyres off the front here. Yeah, all different types of tyres on here. But yeah, that grease is splashed up on that back window there. That on there. Right. Okay then, stripping time. Out of the stripper and cleaned up. Yeah, very nice. I had to do a bit of work on the roof. There was a couple of biggish pit marks in there, so I just filed it off with a file. Took some casting lines out. There was one there, and one at the back there. You can just see it faintly there. So I did that all round, done that, shall I say, not did that. You can see that's indentated. But yeah, paint came straight off. No messing. There's a little bit left here and there. I keep catching it in the light and seeing it, but nothing's going to really cause me a problem. Just a little bit here and there, under there. I've just been able to look actually on Google Images on these cars to see what the real ones look like, and this is pretty good replica really. And I did notice on here, if you see the front grille, see that long piece across there, well apparently that's painted the body colour, but the end pieces, that little piece there, I don't know if I'm focusing on it, that little piece there to the end, that's the light, a light there and a light that end, and then that's all body colour, and the mouth, the outer mouth is chrome along with a bumper. So it's pretty good. I mean, you look at the detail on that. I mean, for a toy, and the guys must have had a bit of fun when they did these, designing these. I mean, it's pretty accurate according to some Google Images. Quite big lights on the back of here as well. So yeah, quite a bit of detail on there. So, right, now I'm going to prime it. We get the fire on, go make a cup of tea, come back and prime it. Okay, that's all painted and lacquered. It's quite nice, come out, it's nice and smooth. So now we're going to do some details. We are going to do some details. So we've got the brush, got the paint. Start with the bumpers first, I think. There we go. Like as usual, I shan't show you all. Well, the sun's out today. It was raining yesterday. And windy. Autumn's on its way. So we're just going to do this. Anybody interested what I use, paint that I use for this is a non-metallic, and it's a Humbrol metal coat, aluminium. I found, to me personally, I like to use this. It goes on quite smooth, and I personally put this over the lacquer coat, or the clear coat, whichever way you want to call it, because sometimes you put a silver on, or a chrome even, and then you put your clear coat on, it seems to dull it down a little bit. So this Humbrol metal coat, it dries pretty hard, and I haven't had a problem with fading or peeling or anything. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So we're just going to do this. I've used the Tamiya silver metallic, and I've used quite a few other different silvers, but this one I found to be suitable for me, and since I'm the one using it, good enough. Nice and steady. No, take your time. It's not a race. I know we get to this point of your restoration, you want to get it done. But believe you me, take your time, or you'll be disappointed. You'll look at it later and think, oh, could have done that better. There we go. Coming on nice. It's a bit bright in the camera, this, I would say. This is a Wilko's colour, summer yellow. It's like a primrose colour. The Wilko's paints, even though they're acrylic, they do take a while to dry. Longer than the high coat that I use. So there we go. Nice and steady. Steady Eddie. The dogs are on the move. Right, that's coming on. Just get in there a bit more. Follow your casting line. Here we go. Right, what we've got here? 5 minutes 17 seconds. It's surprising how long it does take to do details. So like I said, give yourself plenty of time, get comfortable, and away you go. Away you go. Right, let's get underneath done. Make sure your hands are clean. You haven't got any paint stuck on them, because trust me, it will get on your car. I have done this a few times. Got paint on my fingers and not realised it. And when I finished, I looked at the car and thought, oh, flipping heck. Got paint all over it. Right. Okay. That's that done. Bit more there. Just keep turning it around in the light and then you'll see bits that you've missed. It's surprising what you do miss actually when you think, oh, I've got that, and then you turn it around in the light and from a different angle you think, flipping heck, yeah, I've got to do that. So just keep twisting it around in your hand. And you'll be okay. There you go. Well, that's the bumper done. 7 minutes. So I'm going to carry on doing the rest. Grille, headlights, back bumper, and everything else. And I'll see you when that's done. Okay then. Details are all painted. There you go. Alright. Back lights. Got to put a number plate on the back there. Okay. Right, what I've just done, I just put some 3-in-1 oil in there. Okay. In the sump there. And I put some lithium grease on there and on there. So now I'm going to put this back together. Put some on there. I've mixed up a bit of epoxy resin. So we'll stick that on there. Like so. Make sure it's seated okay, which it is. And then this one goes in the other hole. Like so. Just check, make sure it's all above board. And it turns. It does. That looks a bit on the piss there, doesn't it? That's got it. Just pushed it down. Okay, that's sitting flat, level. All right. So now I'll put some of this. I don't intend taking this apart again, so put some of this on there. Get off, you toe rag. Put some of this on here. And on there. me get another stick. Whilst I was filming, obviously it was going off. So I want to get in there quick before it starts to set properly. So I think maybe I'm a bit late doing that. That's the way things go, I suppose, isn't it? Right, I'm going to mix some more up because I obviously buggered that up and I left it too long. Get rid of that because I don't want that to set. Just give me a second, guys, and mix a bit more. I'm using this 151. Just a bit there. Stinks. That's for sure. Give it a mix up. It certainly smells. Keep that straight. I'm going to mix this up. It's still a bit solidified, isn't it? Still a bit jellified. It's not as bad as it was before. Right, then we'll put the cap back on. Hold it in my hand to do that, I think. There we got it. Yeah. Gears are sitting flat. It all rotates backwards and forwards. So we're sitting on there. Just got to put a bit on the top. Then I'll leave it for a while then. It's a bit untidy. First time I've used this stuff. Okay. Make sure she's all down tight. Yep. Yep. Check the operation backwards and forwards. Well, I can't get that to go any better than that. The end play is virtually gone now because that cog's holding it in place. It's got oil in the bottom, so I'll leave that over there. Clear up the mess. Okay, see you in a bit. Okay then, it's assembly time. As you saw previous, that should be all dry now. Put the tyres on and it works. It's a bit quieter than it was before. I've worked out these don't, you've really got to spin the wheels up on these to get these to move because this flywheel is very heavy. And it, so, you know, like I showed you when we was playing earlier on at the beginning, where you whiz it up and down like wow wow when it goes off. Unlike the modern day ones where they're all lightweight. Anyway, to make a change, I put the window unit in, but I put it in with silicone, with sealant this time, not super glue, as people keep reminding me. Details are all done. Number plate on the back, big red lights, door handles, front grille. So let's get this all go together. So just drop the front axles in, It's got new tyres on it. I'll see how they go. And then drop that in like that. Super, super. Line the holes up and it should be okay. Bit of super duper. Here we go. In there, this one. Spin it around that way, you can see better. That's the first one in. I bought these rivets off eBay and they're okay. They're nice rivets, but they're just a bit long. They could be a bit shorter than that if they wanted to be. To be honest with you. Especially if you've got a short post, you don't really want to be mucking about if you can help it. Just push that down. Push that down. Everything seems to be okay at the minute. Drop this old girl in here. Excuse me. Dry throat. Push that down. There you go. Job done. Okay. Leave that upside down, turtle back for a minute or two while I clear the bench. We'll get it on the Magic and we'll see what it looks like. Yeah, they're the old tyres. So I'll put new ones on. They're treaded, same as this one, but these are new and softer. So we'll see if it makes a difference. Right, we'll let that dry off and then we'll see what happens. Okay, I'll just put it over there gently. Get rid of the old Magic carpet. There's the Magic carpet. So I'll see you in a minute at the Magic. Just a quick demo before we go on the roundabout. Yeah, it's basically the same as before. You know, it's off and running. So yeah, it works. This is what we started with. Corgi Toys, standard Vanguard 3, friction drive. Here we go, all chipped up. Paint loss. Scuffs on the window screen. Odd tyres. So now, have a look, see what it turned out like. Have a look at this. Here she is then. All done, all dusted. This is the Corgi Toys, standard Vanguard 3, friction drive. As you see at the beginning, at the end, it does work. They were never great anyway, as far as I could make out. I don't think I ever had a friction drive. But yeah, we've stripped it, we've cleaned it, we've greased it, we've repainted it, and everything else. I was going to keep it sympathetic restoration, but you know me, I couldn't help but add a few extra details. As you can see from the front, I've done as it would have been in real life. On the front there. Okay. Yeah. This is like a primrose yellow. It's a bit light. It's lighter in real life than it is on camera. It's more yellow on camera. I've done a big red lights at the back there. They do have a little tiny piece of clear at the bottom, but I didn't bother doing that out. It was too fiddly. Yeah, all polished hubs. Anyway, enough of that. You can see that going round. Well, I'd like to just thank Miss K from the Showgirl 25 channel for donating this model. Thanks very much, Miss K. It's much appreciated. I hope you like what I've done with it. Okay. Well, thanks everybody for watching. Look forward to your comments. And have a good weekend coming up. As always, be lucky, be safe, and onwards and upwards. That's what I say, onwards and upwards. There you go. Bye for now. See you later.